Mike Van Wyck gave us a phenomenal reminder of what not to do at the gym, which is don't be a flaming when he throat chopped Jeff Nippard. But I thought maybe I should go over a little bit more of a comprehensive list of how you should behave in the gym if you are newer, or a reminder for people who already go. Now, the gym is a really special place. The vast majority of people are going there to improve themselves in an objective way. And it's the only place in the world that I can think of that the public go. They are all there for positive goals for themselves, and you're forced to interact with people. You think about how you interact with people on the road, and I am victim as much as anyone else of giving people the finger because it feels good. But in the gym, it's a bit different because there are a lot of emotions tied to the gym with people, and a lot of that is not positive. And so we have to do our bit to make sure that it continues to be a positive, welcoming environment. And so I've come up with my top 5 tips for gym etiquette. And number 1 is to make people feel welcomed and encouraged. Now, of course, on the extreme end, this means don't throat chop Jeff Nippard if you see him at the gym. But on the more mild end, most people in there are feeling somewhat uncomfortable and somewhat self-conscious when they walk in for the first time. And they don't necessarily feel like they're belonging. And the fact of the matter is everyone belongs at the gym, and everyone should be going to the gym because that's how you can improve your physical fitness. That means you're going to live a longer, more productive, healthy life. Now, these people, when they come in, it is very difficult for them to feel like they can be a part of the community. It's difficult for them to know what they're doing. It's hard because when they don't know how to do an exercise, they don't want to ask because they're not sure. And if they think they know how to do it and someone corrects them, it makes them feel bad. So you're sort of left in the middle. And what do you do? And frankly, I've been in this position a million times over. And the best advice that I can give is go up and say hello and just be friendly to the person first. Introduce yourself first. Get to know them first. And then you can give them whatever advice you might like to give. I would also say limit the advice to things only that will get them injured. If they're doing something dangerous, feel free to correct. But if they're doing something that's not effective, just leave it alone. You're not their coach. You're not their responsibility. But if you're doing a service to make sure that they are not feeling injured or that they don't get injured, then fair play. Now, another way to make people feel welcome is wear Lift Heavy, Be Kind merch. The link for that is down in the description. So go ahead and pick that up, and people will know that you are someone who encourages. Now, I am not a safe space person. I don't believe in this is a safe space, whatever. I just believe in don't be a can't, which are shirts down in the description. And there's a huge swath between safe space and just treat people generally well. No, I don't believe anywhere is a truly safe space for every feeling and opinion, but it still can be a beautiful place for everyone to coexist and treat each other with respect and with kindness. Now, number 1 is safety, and number 2 has to be cleanliness. Please clean your equipment. It is filthy when you see someone's sweat marks on there, especially when it's the taint sweat mark left on the bench. It's just horrible. And then you see videos of people putting their face on the taint mark, and you're like, oh, or where the taint mark usually exists. Just don't, okay? Wipe off your equipment. Make sure it's clean. If you use chalk, just make sure you wipe it up. And if you put chalk on the ground, you leave chalk on the ground, depending on your gym's rules, go ahead and vacuum that up. Which gets to gym rules. Make sure you know the gym you're going to. I've spoken out so many times around grunting and screaming at the gym, but I put that out myself because I trained at a commercial gym. So grunting and screaming and slamming weights, it's just not a welcoming, normal environment. Read the room. If the gym is for everyone and for middle-aged moms as much as it's for young kids trying to bodybuild, well, recognize that and recognize that it should be catering to everyone. On the flip side, if you're in a hardcore bodybuilding gym or a powerlifting strongman gym, I'm right in there. I'm screaming with you. Let's make sure that you encourage each other. But find the gym that suits the environment that you'd like, go to that gym, and then continue to perpetuate that environment, whatever it may be. But make sure you read the room. Now, the most important thing right now, current day and age, when it comes to gym rules is filming. And there's a large swath of filming rules. And I should say a large spread of filming rules. Some gyms just film everything, film whatever you want, no problem. Some gyms don't allow filming at all, and everywhere in between. Now, Joey Swole has gotten very famous for talking about this. The biggest thing is if your gym allows filming, your camera does not have any right in that gym over any gym member. Your filming angle does not hold any right over any gym member. Frankly, you looking at yourself in the mirror does not hold any priority or hierarchy over any other gym member. The space is for you, but everywhere that you're looking does not also belong to you. When it comes to filming important things, or try not to get other people in the background of your video. And if you do, just make sure that you're speaking to them, or that they understand that they are some way in frame. Because again, the gym is not the most comfortable place for everyone to exist. So make sure that it is somewhere that you are not discouraging anyone or making anyone feel uncomfortable around. Number 4, I'm calling this reverse seniority. And the reason I call it this is because traditional seniority means that the longer that you exist in a place, the more important you are. At the gym, to me, it's the exact opposite. The person who walks in there for the first time is the most important person in that space. And the people who have been there for a long time, you are the least important people in that space. Reason for that is people who have got this in their habits already. They're going to be people who are going to the gym for a long time. You are going to exercise regardless. That's already in your value system. If you don't like that gym, you're not going to stop exercising altogether. You're going to go to another gym and talk about how bad that other gym was. I've seen it a million times over. That's what exercise-oriented people do. But someone walking in for the first time who hasn't built this habit yet, if they stop going to that gym, if they have one negative experience, that's going to mean that they no longer go to the gym at all. And a negative experience could be something like seeing Mike Van Wyck throat chop Jeff Nippard. If I saw that and I was early days at the gym, I would stop. When I played rep baseball, my coaches fist fought each other the last game of the postseason. And that was enough to make me stop baseball forever. And it's one of the sports that I loved the most. But I was 11 years old. I didn't like to see fighting. It made me uncomfortable. So I just asked my mom if I could not play it the next year. And you don't understand the profound impact that you can have on people just by going, something as simple as an aggressive comment or aggressive behavior or loud behavior on the negative side. And on the positive side, you don't know how much it impacts someone if you just go up to someone, and this is genuinely my favorite thing to do at the gym. You go up to someone who you see there regularly and just go like, hey, you look like you're making great progress, dude. You're looking really good. I've said that to people, and I've had like grown men cry when you say that. And particularly men, we don't really hype each other up a whole bunch. But there's just something so shocking going up to someone and telling them that they look good, or that they've, you recognize their consistency or whatever, because frankly, their partner may or may not, or their wife may or may not be encouraging or supportive of the gym. They might think it's vain. They might think it takes too much time. They might just be trying to improve their health. They might be feeling discouraged at their results. And if you just recognize something positive about them, it can make such a profound impact on that person. Now, last, offer and ask for spotters. Okay, back to safety. Let's not kill ourselves at the gym. If you're doing something that you're not sure how to do, or you're not sure if you're capable of doing that movement, get yourself some spotters. Now, okay, people in the comments, you can go crazy with I don't have spotters on squats. Different story, because the weights that I'm using are not safe for anyone to spot. And this is the caveat to spotting. Do not say yes, or do not request a spot to someone who you're not comfortable, or you don't believe that they would be comfortable with that weight. And if they aren't, and you get multiple spots. Okay. On squats, if you're doing a heavy squat, one person standing behind you is not enough. Jesus Oliveira's, he learned this, or Oliveira's, I should say, he learned this lesson when he dumped the bar back behind him because him and his spotter could not re-groove 1,000 pounds, as you would sort of expect. Same thing would happen on a very heavy bench press. If you're standing over the guy trying to reef it off, or a girl trying to reef it off, and you're just not strong enough, that's going to cause some big problems. So make sure that if you get a spot, if you ask for a spot, you are asking the person who's capable, and you're only accepting if you're capable. And those are my top 5 tips for gym etiquette. It's really not that hard. It's not that hard to coexist with people if you are a reasonable person, if you are someone who is primarily focused on yourself, because really 99% of people at the gym do not care about what you're doing. They don't look at you. They don't fawn over you. In fact, I am the number one strongman in the world. I lift more weights than anyone in the world for the most part. You would not see someone like me in the gym in the world very often whatsoever. And frankly, I'll be squatting 8 or 9 plates. I'll deadlift 9 or 10 plates, and no one really pays attention. No one really looks at me. No one really cares. No one really knows. On occasions, people will come over and, you look like you're working hard today. They'll comment on how much I'm sweating, and yeah, fine, whatever. But if they're even not looking at me when I've won world titles, and that is my sport, is the gym, the likelihood that they're looking at you and judging you or thinking anything about it is very low. And frankly, the longer I've been in the gym, the less judgmental I've got towards people, because Early days, you know nothing, of course. Early days of anything, you know nothing. Then as you continue on, you start to get this feeling that you know everything and you know exactly how things should be done and the technique. And why would you do dumbbell bench? Because you should do barbell bench. Why would you do this? Because you should do this. And for a while, that was me as well. I thought that I was the encyclopedia of everything that should be known towards fitness. But when you look at the goals of people who are in there, the fact of the matter is the vast majority of them would accomplish their goals by going in there, generally working hard and doing anything as long as you're working hard. And that's it. And so if I see someone doing an exercise that I wouldn't do or I wouldn't recommend or I say is one of the worst exercises, the fact of the matter is even the worst exercise for someone who just has a general goal of wanting to get stronger, fitter, healthier, look a bit better, it's going to be totally fine. And so I don't really see much in the gym anymore where I go like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, you shouldn't do that. It just doesn't happen because there are so many ways to skin a cat. And I think that's the important thing to recognize. Even at the top level, if we take bodybuilding, for example, and back to the Mike Van Wyck and Jeff Nippard situation, Mike has become an IFBB pro through whatever methods he's chosen, which are clearly contradictory or opposite to Jeff's for whatever reason. But regardless, he's accomplished a physique that's an IFBB pro. And Jeff has accomplished a physique that won him national championship. He's obviously got a really good physique as well. And they've got juxtaposed training views. Ronnie Coleman lifted extremely heavy. Tom Platz did extremely high reps and high volumes and very, very high intensity. So if even the guys at the top can't agree and they can't meet each other in the middle, who are you to then say to someone newer at the gym or even of equal experience or more experience who's doing something different, who are you to say that this person doesn't know what they're doing and you should step in and give them advice? Like I said, limit the advice to things that are related only to people's safety, because the fact of the matter is you probably don't know as much as you think you do, because there is very little that is known and set in stone. And there are people in world championships levels accomplishing things in totally different ways. You know, I don't know the intricacies of how all of the other guys train for strongman, but I do know that if I had a different coach, I would be using different training methods. Would I be as good? Maybe, maybe not. But there's certainly more than the training method I'm using right now that would get me to my best. Now, in terms of training methods and programs, if you want some of those, go ahead and check the link in the description. And if you want to support the channel and show that you are someone who is welcoming to other people in the gym, Lift Heavy, Be Kind merch is in the bio as well. Nearly $25,000 donated back to local gyms in the community and good causes through the community. So if you want to support that, check it out down below. We post every single day. Don't miss a video. Click subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What would your biggest gym etiquette be? As per usual, lift heavy, be kind, and we will catch you tomorrow.